Second break chance for Zverev. And no picture again. Let's try to fix this real quick. Still no picture. And Zverev can't convert on the second break chance. We'll get these technical problems fixed one of these days, guys. And I spent like an hour trying to fix other issues, latency and all this stuff. And it's still not working. Man, oh man, oh man, hold on. Nope. Okay, let me try something real quick. Test. Okay, hold on a second. Incredible backhand from Zverev there, cross court. Zverev is just a different type of player at this tournament. As I've said in other videos, he finds his absolute best tennis at Roland Garros. Seen him play some of the most incredible tennis. Against Nadal 2020 and also Nadal 2024. A lot of people don't talk about that match. That was Rafa's last match at Roland Garros. Listen, Rafa was far away from his prime, but still Zverev played incredible on that particular day. Incredible. Basically, like, was overpowering Rafa. He's just a different player at Roland Garros. Just by far his best tournament. But having said all that, he's got a big hurdle today. Jodar is an exceptional clay court player. Certainly capable of causing an upset to Zverev. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get a handle on this. This is ridiculous. Hold on a second. Still not there. Yeah, I'm not here, guys. It's all black. I hope I don't have to stop the stream and start over, but we got a major problem here. And I honestly don't know what it is. It's a nightmare. All right, let's try this real quick. Nope. Okay, we'll have to reinstall the camera. We'll have to reinstall the camera, guys. What a start to this match, huh? Very contested first service game. And Zverev does not want to find himself that far back behind the baseline. You know, when I'm talking about those, you know, Rafa matches, that's not where he was playing. He was playing very aggressive, more aggressive than normal. So that's where what he will need to do here. He finds himself just a tad tentative, you know, going a little too far back behind the baseline. He can lose this match. All right, let's see this. 1920, hold on. Okay, guys, I'm here. I am here. Okay. What happened was there was a little bit of latency in the last couple of videos. Not like latency, but like buffering and lost frames on the last live stream. I was trying to fix it. And I don't know if I was able to fix it. But in any case, I'm here. We are here. Video is not being displayed. Believe me, I know. I know that. But we are here now. I hope this stream is going to be smooth. And with no issues whatsoever. For low 15 on the Zverev serve. This whole week, my stream has been behind. I mean, my actual cable TV coverage has been slightly behind the stream footage coverage. And today is back to the way it normally is. The stream is slightly behind the TV, like maybe 5 seconds. There's got a lot of weird things going on over here. That's a strong rally from Zverev there, strong hitting. 15 all. No, I take that back. TV is still behind my stream. Okay, yeah. The TV cable footage is still, I think, about 5 seconds behind my stream, which is weird. Makes no sense. But in any case, Okay, I'll discuss the TF4 and Aldi match because literally I was captivated by that match. But just real quick, at that game, at the fourth set, where TF4 was up 2-1, 5-4 serving for the match, he hit that one forehand drop shot that was like towards the service line. And I thought, okay, he's maybe a little bit tight. The arm is heavy right now. And you guys see that backhand drop shot from Zverev? A very poor drop shot. So he might be tight, Zverev. That's one sign. You can tell somebody's tight when the hands are not working. That was a very poor drop shot right there. And Zverev's drop shots have gotten better. There's that cross-court forehand from Jodar. That's the dangerous one because it's like, it's a curler. You know, it's that, it's not only heavy, it's not only fast, but it's also curling, meaning like it's going to have a trajectory going further away from Zverev's forehand when it goes cross-court. And Jodar can also hit that thing down the line. So that particular cross-court one can expose, you know, not that Zverev has a lack of defensive skills, but that's where Jodar can get him and make him run. 15-40, 2 break points. Down the line backhand, Jodar takes it early. That's that center shot. Misses it into the net. It's that inside out from the middle backhand. It was a little too early on that one. I rushed it a little bit and misses into the net. Didn't have to take it that early. Could have taken a little bit more time there. Wasn't that set up for it. 30-40, 1 break point left. That's solid from Zverev right there. Strong forehand. Into the Jodar forehand, then a bounce overhead put away. Ace Zverev game point. That was clutch right there. Thank you for the super chat, Marcus. Svitolina's gone, hoping for a Kostyuk win now. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. And Kostyuk is just more than impressive this year. This was Svitolina's opportunity. She'll have more of them. You know, she's far from done. She'll have more opportunities. She's played a great season so far, but Kostyuk's just completely transformed player. Undefeated on clay this year. You know, beating Swiatek, Svitolina back-to-back. Wow. I don't need to tell you that she can win the whole thing. Pretty obvious at this point. Stefan Grün gedruckt. Hello, my dear. Greetings from Düren. Hi, Stefan from Düren. Where's Düren? Sounds familiar, but I can't place it right now. Oh, my scoreboard is showing the serve wrong. Yeah, let me fix that real quick. Hold on. These first two games have been very contested. This could be an indicator that this will be an absolute battle, this match. But then again, you don't know. There's another horrendous drop shot from Zverev. But somehow makes the volley. Again, that's a sign that Zverev's hands are a little bit, you know, a little bit stiff. Arm is a little bit heavy. He'll get rid of this as the match continues. It's not that Zverev has a little touch, peel, pew. Zverev's hands have gotten a lot better. He doesn't normally hit drop shots like this. He's just a little bit tight. Greetings from Vienna, Austria. That's a nice city. Haven't been to Vienna in a while. Last time was, let's see, 2017 was the last time I was in Vienna. Was that in? And Zverev finally holds. Wow. What a start to this match. Very contested, both games that could have gone both ways, right? Here comes the clay court leaders. 2026, Jodar 19-3, Sinner 18-1, Zverev 17-4, Dardery 17-9. Yeah, these are the guys that have been playing the best tennis for sure. I find the Jodar-Fonseca comparison fascinating. And, you know, I might dedicate an entire video to this, compare their strokes. They're obviously both incredible players with incredible potential, and it's hard to pick one above the other. So they're pretty even. They played each other once in Madrid. That's where Fonseca kind of fell apart in the third set. Big serve from Jodar right there, 30-love. That's where Fonseca fell apart a little bit in the third, if you remember. It was very contested, and then Third set, Fonseca slammed his racket and went away a little bit. But it's so interesting how they play. They play so different. You know, stylistically different, rhythmically different, and both have an incredible rhythm on their forehand, but it's different a little bit. Both incredible forehands. Hard to pick one above the other. And I will most likely dedicate a video to it and talk about some of the intricacies and some of the lessons that can be learned from their forehands. But I'll tell you one difference that stands out to me is that the Jodar forehand is more measured for sure. Like, it's more precise. It's also a little bit more shaped to me. And on clay, certainly that's not easy to deal with. When you have a guy like systematically just driving you crazy with the forehand, sending it left, right, deep, high, and it's all coming with a lot of power. It's not easy. Now, here's the thing: Jodar already, in my eyes, has one of the best two-handed backhands on tour. I'll put it in the top 10 at least already, and so does Fonseca. A lot of people don't realize how good the Fonseca backhand is. One advantage right now would give a little edge to Fonseca on the serve, just a small little edge. Even on the kick serve, Fonseca has an incredible kick serve, so that's one little edge. Movement and defense, I'll give a small little edge to Jodar. You know, so if somehow these two guys would meet in the semis, I think this would be incredible for the game of tennis. Jodar Fonseca semifinal. To me, that would be great. It's the new generation. The guys, in my view, with the highest potential. But then again, you know, you can't really say that without mentioning some of the other guys who are of a similar age. Menchik, you know, too, is like a completely different player, more serve-oriented, certainly not weaker in level. Simone's playing with the tennis string, with the Kirschbaum. Simone, I haven't seen you play in so long, buddy. That is hilarious. 2-1 Jodar on serve, 15-love on the Zverev serve. Greetings from Slovenia. Great work and love watching your videos. Thank you so much. Slovenia is a beautiful country. Bled. If you guys go to Slovenia, you got to go to Bled. It's a city, it's a little town on a lake that's unbelievably beautiful. That's a nice backhand return from Jodar right there. 15-all. That backhand is very, very good from Jodar. And that's what Zverev doesn't want in this match: running, defending, squash shotting. Another very deep return forces Zverev to back up a little bit on the backhand and dumps it into the net. 15-30. There's a mini window right here for Jodar. 15-30. Hold on a second, something's not right here. Let me put this down. All right, there you go. Big time point right there from Zverev. Just getting the clay out of his grommets there. 30-all. I think Jodar answered one question that some people had throughout this tournament, and that's his endurance. Because everybody was kind of hyped about Jodar until he lost to Dardary, and that's when the negative comments started flowing in. And people are like always quick to make judgments just based on, just on one match. And And people started writing, oh, he's good, but he doesn't have any endurance. He can't play best of 5. So I think Jodar answered that question in this tournament. You know, he's in the quarterfinals, had some really difficult matches. The Duckworth match was tough, really tough. That's when it was at the hottest, I think, in Paris. And he came through that one. The Carreno Busta match was kind of, you know, I don't think it was that physical, but nevertheless, it was 5 sets. Let's see, I forget now. Who else did he play? Who else did he play? He played Mikkelsen 5 sets. Forgot about that one. Yeah, Mikkelsen was probably the most physically demanding match. So he came through that. He had a tough 4-setter and 2 5-setters, and he's still here. He's looking fresh to me. So he answered that question, whether he can play best of 5 and whether he has endurance. And I think a lot of players have answered that question throughout this Roland Garros tournament. It's been a great advertisement for the game of tennis. I have to tell you, a lot of people were disappointed. First and foremost, that Alcaraz was not there, and also Musetti. And then, of course, you got Djokovic losing 3rd round, Sinner losing 2nd round. But what we've seen in this tournament, I mean, it's so entertaining. It's so spectacular. I will, on the next changeover, talk a little bit about TFO Arnaldi. To me, you can't really say it's the best match of the tournament because Fonseca Djokovic was so incredible. But that match had me hooked. TFO Arnaldi, that was so incredibly entertaining. And we'll talk about it a little bit on the next changeover. Jodar 30 love to all. Let's see something right here. For your love. And a love hold from Jodar. Yappa man from Amsterdam. I miss Amsterdam so much. Used to go there all the time, but now when I go to Europe, I don't go to Germany anymore. After my dad died, my mom moved back to Croatia. So now I go to Croatia. I go more to like the Alp region of Germany and Switzerland and Austria and stuff like that. I don't go to North Germany anymore, but Amsterdam, one of my favorite places ever. But anyway, let me go back to that incredible Arnaldi TFO match. It's just, it needs to be pointed out, the fact that these guys, I think TFO had 2 5-setters prior to that match, and Arnaldi had that 7-6 in the 5th prior to that match. And this match went 5+ hours. And the way these guys were fighting in that 5th set, and one rally TFO like he slipped, fell down, and he was like trying to get the ball back in play. Arnaldi in that last game, when he was serving for the match at 5-4, defending all those TFO balls that quite frankly should have been winners. He had no business getting those back anyway, especially not after 5 hours. The athleticism that we've seen from the players this year at Roland Garros is an incredible advertisement for the game of tennis. And no, it's not all about Sinner and Alcaraz and Djokovic. Yes, those guys are, as crazy as it sounds, like a lot better than everybody else. And there is a skill discrepancy. Even with someone like Zverev, that's how good those guys are. But this doesn't take anything away from the quality of the rest of the tour, which is sky high. These guys are so fit. These guys have such incredible endurance. It's really incredible. I mean, just picture yourself being on the court playing at your hardest for 6 hours, having 1 day rest, coming back 2 days later, doing it again for 4 or 5 hours, then doing it again, doing it consecutively like that. And for the body to still be there for you, to still have the will to fight, it's incredible. At that match, Arnaldi TFO, great advertisement for tennis, and I could not believe that these guys still had enough gas left in the tank to play that level of tennis deep in that fifth set. So nothing but respect for both guys. And I'm amazed at Arnaldi's fitness. I mean, this guy is an exceptional athlete, but he's not alone. All of these guys are exceptional athletes. It's a beautiful point right there from Jodar, love 15. He's quite good at the net. He's a good closer at the net. Comes in at the right time to clean up, Rafa style. Patricia says, like Tour de France of tennis. Yeah, similar endurance. And I'm not that knowledgeable in Tour de France, but I understand it's like incredibly difficult Tour de France. It's beyond what you can imagine as far as endurance. And this is just a little different than that, but it's just as impressive what these guys are doing. Big serve, Zverev. Big forehand right there. And goes cross court again. Jodar down the line, gets Zverev on the run, slices the ball back, and there's that inside-in forehand. That's what I was talking about earlier. When Jodar gets him in that wheelhouse where he's sending him left to right with that forehand, and Zverev is like back there trying to stay alive, I'm worried for Zverev. How can he avoid that? Well, he's going to have to serve, like he always does, but maybe a little bit closer to the lines, and he's going to have to play aggressive. He's going to have to keep the speed of his shots up. Or this could be a nightmare for him. Love 30. This window for Jodar. I differentiate, like window is by when you're up by 2 points. Returning, and mini window is when you're up by 1 point. Starting at 30 to me. So there's a window right here. Love 30. There's that incredible cross-court backhand from Zverev, 15-30. He's got an incredible ability to manipulate his backhand, Zverev, to send it left, right. One of the best backhands on tour. It's been consistently top 5 on the ATP Tour since, he got into the top 10. It's one of the best. It's up there with like the Djokovic and Sinner and all those guys. Oh, from the middle of the court, Zverev sprays a forehand wide, goes cross court, and it's 15-40. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. That's what explained the meditation sound in my headphones, the one that comes on in the commercials. It's quite freaky, actually. You guys know what I'm talking about on the HBO app? The "We'll be right back" sound that they have. It's like meditation sound or something. Hope I don't fall asleep to this. And there's 30-40. Break point Jodar. I was talking about the Zverev backhand being top 5, but how about the Jodar backhand in that rally? I mean, can you hit the backhand any better than he was hitting it in this rally? Incredible. And then again, once he gets that forehand, heavy into the backhand side of Zverev, hits the winner, break, Jodar up 4-2, first set. Incredible ball striking from Jodar. He's looking comfortable out here, not a sign of nervousness, hitting the ball with a lot of precision, a lot of control. as always. Maybe not necessarily in this tournament. You know, he proved also, on top of the fact that he has endurance, he also proved that he can win when he's far away from his best, like that Duckworth match, to some extent the Mickelson match, to some extent the Carreno Busta match. He proved that he'll find his best tennis when he needs it the most to win a match. And can he prove that he can raise this level to the absolute max when he gets towards the late stages of tournaments? Because that's certainly the sign of someone who can take many big titles. He appears to be able to have that ability because he's on absolute fire right here. Another forehand winner. 15 love. Last 10 points, 8-2 Jodar. Sound is back from the HBO or TNT or whatever. Forehand miss from Zverev, 30 love. Not looking good right now for Zverev, I'll be honest. He's came out not playing freely. I can tell by those drop shots and just general court position, amount of winners he's hit. He's not playing like I've discussed in the beginning, like those Nadal matches, 2 of them at Roland Garros, that well, the first one he didn't win because he rolled his ankle. But that 2024 match, you take a look at that Zverev, that guy is like ripping winners, hitting freely. This Zverev is just keeping the ball in play, and Jodar is dominating him. Absolutely dominating him. That forehand is clicking right now. Down the line winner. Still a long way to go. Yeah, Cesar, Fernandez, Lopez, 100%. This means nothing so far. I mean, it certainly does mean something, but I'm just saying, you know, it's a long way to go. Zverev has plenty of time to settle into this match. And there's a little better drop shot right there. I love how the score is completely gone on the screen. What is going on with this coverage? But thankfully, we have the intuitive tennis score on the stream, guys. Even though we don't display set scores, only the current set. It's 40 love, at least I hope it is. No, it can't be. It's 40-15. But yeah, I don't have anything on my screen here. It's nothing. No score, nothing. It's the technical difficulties galore. Guys, I'll be right back. I got to get something real quick. We'll be right back, okay? All right, guys, we're back. 15 love on the Zverev serve, 2-5. Let's close this real quick here. Is that better? Okay, that's better. And the stream is frozen. Thankfully, I have the TV going on, and I have, yeah, completely frozen. The stream is not working right now. On the HBO app. I had to refresh it, now it's back. But you know, I told you about that meditation sound, the "we will be right back" sound on the HBO app. I actually don't know if it's gone because I'm still hearing it. It's like in my mind right now. I think I'm hearing it. And this ear where I don't even have a headphone. Anyway, it'll go away. And Zverev, 40-15. He needs to lock in this next game. He needs to lock in and just start ripping, high percentage ripping, and try to, you know, get on top of Jodar a little bit. That's a good hold right there. Yeah, HBO audio is good now too. It's gone. We got McEnroe in the booth. I cannot believe the amount of hate that John McEnroe gets. I mean, it's really incredible. If you go on Threads, and Threads is like a really good place for tennis right now. There's a lot of tennis content on Threads. It's quite good. I prefer it over X. Oh man, I gotta tell you, it's probably like, I would say 90% negative towards the McEnroe and McEnroes in general. And what people complain about, there's a forehand miss from Jodar. Love 15. What people complain about McEnroe is the stuff that I like, because he goes on these tangents and starts talking about Jimmy Connors, and I love all that stuff. You know, that's why I love listening to him. But people get annoyed with that, and people are very, very particular about pronunciations, and I guess McEnroe pronounces names wrong and stuff. And I'm just surprised because he's my number one. He's my favorite. But not many people share that opinion. Here's love 30 for Zverev. That was a very good rally right there. He more aggressive, you know, high percentage rips. Off a defensive position there too. You know, he was far behind. Simone, no! Here we go. He's eating my draw. Can you stop, please? Please, do not eat the draw, Simone. Come on, man. Simone, please, I'm begging you. Do not eat the draw. Not right now. I can't handle that. Simone, come on, dude. Please, we're in the middle of a stream. Can you please try to behave? Please. And there's a loose game from Jodar right there with 2 forehand errors. Love 40, triple break point. Zverev did lock in on this return game. If he gets this, he's back. And he can maybe even start playing freely again, you know? Start opening up a little bit. Simone, stop it, dude. Come on, come on. Stop. No. Stop it. That's a nice down the line backhand from Zverev. Big forehand cross court and another forehand error. This was a defensive forehand error from Jodar. Love break. Zverev is back in business. 5-4. I think Zverev woke up. Simone, you gotta stop, dude. Please. This is my draw. Do you know how good I feel? You know how accurate this is? I'm joking. This is my worst predictions ever, I think. And these predictions are so bad that I might retire from predictions. Simone, stop. Stop it. Please. We're going to put this under here, and you please leave it alone, okay, bud? We got to focus. You know, I've made some comments on the Zverev mindset at this stage of the tournament. It can go a couple of different ways. You could say, okay, he's going to feel the nerves. He's going to falter under the pressure. I'm not saying that this is impossible. It could happen. Certainly has happened before with him. But also, we have to be factual that he is the most accomplished player left in the field by far. He is the biggest champion left in the field. He is the best player. He is the big man left standing. And maybe he feels that deep inside. I'm sure he does. And he's going out there with a lot of confidence to be able to beat all these guys that are left and win this thing. So a couple different ways to look at it. No, Zverev is not the ultimate choker. Yes, he has had matches where he was tentative and all that, but he's also won a tremendous amount of titles. Won the Olympics, was one set away from winning this, 2 other Slam finals. He's the most accomplished player, and on paper, he's winning this thing. Now, can he hold it together? There's going to be a lot of pressure. We shall see. Early in this match, I did feel like he was maybe a little bit tight, but now seems to have opened up his game. 15-love. The serve and volley off a wide serve. Simone, stop it, please. I'm going to put this away on an exchange over this draw because he loves to destroy this. Simone, please stop it, dude. Come on. 30-love. I think some of Mac's dislike is because he only watches majors, doesn't follow the players like other commentators. Yeah, I get that. I get that's a valid criticism. It's you want to be a professional in the field of tennis, professional tennis analysis. It's a tremendous amount of work, and you have to put in the work. You can't just write off your name and just kind of, just kind of freestyle it. People will notice because people in the era of the internet are very knowledgeable about the tennis. People are very knowledgeable about tennis. So you got to put in the work to know more than the regular tennis person, because the regular tennis person knows a lot about tennis. I see it in my comments. It's incredible. You guys go deep in the game of tennis, and that's a very strong hold from Zverev. It was that 8 consecutive points for Zverev? No, more than that. 9 consecutive points. What a turnaround. But I will say there's a couple of forehand errors from Jodar that cost him. That first forehand that he missed when he was serving for the set, that cost him a little bit. Put belief in Zverev too. Zverev is like, oh wait, he gave me one right here. Maybe he's not gonna continue to blow me off the court. That's how it goes. Players, they feel these opportunities deep inside when they get them, and they capitalize on them. Zverev certainly did. 5-all, 15-love. It's a big kick from Jodar. The backhand down the line, Zverev, and dumps a forehand into the net. 30-love. And Simone switched to biting the living thing out of the box over there, the Amazon box. So, okay, we'll leave him over there. He's good now. It's equally as annoying. I don't know if you guys can hear it. He's putting holes in a box. Now, it's my Gerolsteiner case of water. He's putting holes in that. So it's okay. At least he forgot about the draw. Let's see if Zverev can come back in this serve game. Did he make that? He didn't. 40-love. First serve long from Jodar, second serve. Yapaman says the Zverev serve is coming hot right now and everything is more balanced. I agree. He's definitely woke up in this match. He's here now, close to his top level. Kathy, it's a Gerolsteiner glass bottles. It's glass bottles, and it's just a case of water. And you know what it is with Simone? He's hungry, I think. So I'm gonna have to take a little time out and probably hand feed him. Because I put food out about an hour ago, but he didn't touch it. There's a big forehand from Zverev, 40-30. Definitely a different player now. Look at that forehand, complete rip from Zverev. Complete rip. 40-30. Big serve from Jodar. And another forehand mistake into the net. I discussed Jodar net errors during the Madrid tournament. And I did notice there when Jodar misses, there is quite a few net errors when the forehand goes away. It's more in a net than wide or long. I really couldn't tell you why that is. Would have to. That's very difficult to analyze, actually, net errors. And Zverev rips the backhand down the line. He's ramp up the speed of his ground stroke. He's starting to rip now. Zverev has belief now. He's definitely woken up after breaking serve. Look at that rip down the line. Different type of speed compared to the beginning of the set. It's break point. Second serve from Jodar. Oh, Zverev cannot miss that return. He steered it a little bit. Didn't really commit to it 100%. And he goes long. Jodar saves break point back to deuce. Maybe he didn't steer it. Maybe didn't hit it clean. Sometimes it's very hard to see in the real-time footage. Maybe it wasn't a steer, but rather off-center hit. But for sure, it wasn't a clean forehand return. Big serve from Jodar right there down the tee. Add in. Second serve again. Let's see here when it's now game point whether Zverev hits the return cleaner. It's always interesting. Like without that little pressure, the strokes are sometimes easier to pull off, you know? And now Zverev sending Jodar side to side. Goes for a forehand drop shot. Misses into the net. Forehand drop shot of a low ball. I'm not the biggest fan of that particular shot selection, but in any case, a very, very difficult hold from Jodar. He gets through it. He's one game away from the set. Misses into the net. Well, let me see if I have noise cancellation. Can you guys hear that? Let me see if I have noise cancellation on. It is on, but I don't know. Hopefully it's not too bad because they're blowing the leaves out here outside. Very interesting first set, I have to say. And it's so important, you know, the first set is so incredibly important, even in a best of 5. Doesn't, of course, mean that it's like the ultimate thing that you can't win if you lose the first set, but it depends a little bit on the player. But certainly, I think for to be really honest with you, for Jodar, a little bit more important than from Zverev. I feel like Zverev has time to play himself into this one. And I feel like if he gets this, he might start even playing better in the second and third, and this could easily be like a straight set victory for Zverev if he wins the first set. So this right here is very important for Jodar if he wants to win this match, this first set, in my eyes. And there's a net dump from Zverev on the forehand. He loosens himself up. Love 15. Big serve from Zverev. Swing volley. He puts it away. 15-all. The swing volley on the ATP Tour, the forehand swing volley on the ATP Tour has definitely increased in frequency. I've seen it more and more. Did not used to see it that often. And it is a phenomenal shot on the right type of ball. It's a shot that should be practiced even at the amateur level. It's also a shot that could help your forehand, your regular forehand. There's certain drills that you can do. But we'll do that in another video. 30-15 Zverev, big serve, overhead put away. Remember, he missed a couple of those overheads in the Australian Open final against Sinner in 2025. But he makes it there. Another ace, 40-15. First serve percentage, Zverev, 83%. Like always, the most insane first serve percentage in the history of tennis, I think. That his first serve percentage almost doesn't make sense how good it is. It's absolutely insane. And it's not talked about enough. I mean, I've dedicated a video to the Zverev serve after he won the Paris Masters in 24. And his serve is like for sure one of the best ever. Doesn't generate that many aces, so I think that's why people undervalue it. But the Zverev serve is something else. The backhand drop shot from Zverev, better this time. You see the feel. The feel is looking better now compared to the beginning, but not a fan of that particular drop shot from the positioning standpoint. I felt like he was too far back. He was behind the baseline there. Not a fan of that particular one. I like when they do drop shots inside the court and the other guy further back. On the other hand, look at that. Those hand skills from Jodar. They're running that drop shot down and curling that little thing cross court. He's an exceptional mover, exceptional clay court player. Second serve, Zverev. And Jodar again misses the forehand into the net. Either didn't hit it clean or was too far away from it. But we're in a tiebreak, guys. Tiebreak first set. Zverev 25-2 in tiebreaks at Roland Garros. Has won 11 straight since losing that first set tiebreak to Nadal in 22. Do you guys remember that tiebreak? I do. What a match that was. Zverev's best match that he's ever played, by far. The 2022 semifinal against Nadal where he rolled his ankle. Big serve from Jodar, forehand to the backhand side. He's starting to run Zverev, and Zverev with a very defensive position in the court. Jodar with the perfect cross-court forehand drop shot. 1-0. Zverev wants a different ball from the ball kid. It's a big serve from Zverev right there. You know, part of the reason why he doesn't have that high of an ace count, per match is the placement of his serve. And I think that's obviously the reason why his first serve percentage can be that high. He goes for a little bit safer targets. Two big serves from Zverev, 2-1. No mini breaks so far. Let's see if Zverev can get the first one on the next two serves from Jodar. Big down the line backhand from Jodar. Zverev runs it down. Jodar with the little drop shot. Winner, 2-all. I think conditions, indoor conditions, this is an advantage for Zverev. Because that forehand from Jodar is so heavy and he can, put height on his forehand, I think that could potentially be a problem for Zverev. And so I think the conditions actually are favorable for Sasha, even though, did he miss that? Jodar misses a forehand, goes for the down the line winner, misses it by a little bit, mini break Zverev 3-2. Even though Zverev said he likes the high bounce, he likes to play outside, and he's certainly good outside too, but in this particular matchup, I think this is an advantage for Zverev, the fact that the roof is closed. Not biased, Nick. What are you talking about? Biased about what? It's a big forehand from Jodar right there, inside in. 3-all. That's what I'm talking about. Look, Zverev versus the field. The field, the entire draw combined. He has more major semis than the entire draw combined, more major finals. It's career titles. That means a lot in a player's head. So, like I said, he should feel confident out there. I'm certain he does. And this whole week I've been thinking about something. I don't know if I want to bring it up yet, but a comparison to a different scenario. Maybe I'll bring it up if it happens. If Zverev actually ends up winning, maybe I won't say anything. Until then, 4-3 Zverev, big serve from Jodar, but another forehand error. I think the forehand has cost him. That one at 5-3, love when he was serving, the one that he missed wide, going to the backhand side. And then since then, there's been quite a few forehand errors. And here's another one at a very unfortunate time for Jodar, 3-5. You're Jodar biased? Are you Spanish? Backhand on the line. And a backhand down the line put away shot from Zverev. Double mini break, 6-3 Zverev. Is it true that Jodar pushed ball girl board? No. I made a video on that. Go on Intuitive Tennis 24/7. Actually, subscribe to Intuitive Tennis 24/7 on YouTube. It's my second channel. I show the girl's foot getting caught on a tarp. Did not push her. And there's the first set from Zverev. So let me summarize this, what I just saw, this first set. I think Jodar played exceptional tennis in the beginning. He was sharp, you know, and early. Zverev a little bit tight. Why do I say that? Well, he had a couple of drop shots on the service line. So don't think he was playing freely in the beginning. But then at 2-5, I think something very important happened. Zverev held strong. I think it was to love that game. And I thought that, okay, that was a positive sign for me. You know, started really, you know, hitting the ball well there in that game and made Jodar serve it out. And then Jodar in the first game at 5-3 misses that forehand wide. He missed a couple more forehands in that game. Another unforced error, and then one forced error on the forehand. So 3 forehand errors that game. And now Zverev playing freely, playing like his normal game, you know. And in the tiebreak, again, the forehand. A couple of forehand errors from Jodar were enough to give Zverev the advantage. So, as I've said during the Madrid tournament, the forehand is incredible from Jodar. It is a phenomenal shot. But the backhand is the steadier side, and the forehand is the side that can produce some errors here and there. So I think, like I said a while back, this first set was a little bit more important for Jodar than it was for Zverev, because I feel now Zverev will open up even more, and now it will become even more difficult for Jodar to break him. I mean, to win this match. But he's going to have to fight hard and stay with Zverev now. What's wrong with his forehand, Nick? Nothing. There's zero wrong with his forehand. It's one of the best forehands on clay. He's got an incredible forehand. No, everybody makes mistakes, including Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner. They make forehand mistakes. In some matches, a little bit more than others. Could be many things. Could be mental. Could be shot selection. Could be positioning. Could be the other player making you miss forehand. So it's nothing wrong with it. It just goes into the net sometimes. I cannot tell you why that is. I have no idea. But I'm just telling you, the forehand is the one that produces a little bit more errors, which is, you know, that's actually true for a lot of players. If you want me to be like, you know, it's a lot of players, because there's more risk on the forehand. They go harder on the forehand. They also miss the forehand more. How about Andreeva beating Kristea 0-3? That was pretty impressive, to say the least. You know, Kristea was playing exceptional tennis this clay court season. There's a drop shot from Rafa to start the second set. Exceptional play right there. Love 15. Forehand drop shot from Rafa is very good. Do you think Zverev uses his weak drop shots because he wants to exhaust Jodar? Well, I think Zverev's drop shots have gotten a lot better, and I've seen him utilize it more this clay court season, and they're quite good actually. They're not weak. The reason why those first couple he hit were bad because it was tight. But he's got to be careful here. Love 30, Zverev dumps a forehand into the net. Jodar with a very strong first game. I don't know how to turn this off. You know what? On the iPhone, these settings drive me crazy. I gotta be honest with you. Second serve Zverev, love 30. And there's that overhead again, the one where he's moving forward a little bit. Zverev sometimes has trouble with that one. Of makes it there off an incredible down the line backhand, 15-30. Kostyuk Sabalenka final, what do you think? Well, I'm looking forward to the Kostyuk Andreeva rematch from the Rome final. That was an incredible match. So let's see what happens in that one. Looking forward to that one. It's going to be, both are playing so well. Hard to say who's going to come through that one. Very strong from Zverev there. Love 30 to 40-30 with some exceptional tennis. Luigi, how you doing? I'm going to be live streaming the Fonseca match. Are you excited? In Brazil. That's going to be a fun match. Fonseca Menchik. Looking forward to that one. Humongous forehand from Zverev right there. For the winner, one love. Love 30 to, holding to 30. Very impressive. What a discrepancy too. I mean, this shows you the mental element of tennis. If you see how he was playing, all the way to 2-5 in the first set, and how he's playing now, how much harder he's hitting. The tennis can be so tough, mentally. So tough. Nice play there from Jodar. 15 love. Nice volley. See, this is a misleading statistic. It's completely misleading. Winners, Jodar, Zverev, it looks like, okay, Jodar has 10 winners, 8 errors on the forehand. Zverev has 4 winners, 11 errors on the forehand. It's completely misleading because it was the forehand that lost Jodar the first set. Because Zverev might have missed a few more in the beginning or something. Completely misleading. The forehand cost him the set. So Zverev's forehand was better in the first set for sure than Jodar's. Or let's say, I don't know if that's the right word, better. It's not a comparison. It's like it it caused them less problems. Let's put it that way, compared to Jodar's forehand. That's a monstrous one right there. Cross-court winner from Jodar, rips it very hard, 40 love. Look at that forehand. That's Fonseca style forehand right there. Want to see the MPH on that? Where's the MPH? Was that over 100? Crazy how often Fonseca hits over 100 on the forehand. It's insane. As a very strong hold from Jodar, 1-all. Yapaman says, the funny thing is Zverev can play aggressive if he wants to. The match against Rafa when he got injured, it was the most aggressive he played in my opinion. Do you think it's a mental thing? Also think the 2024 win against Rafa, he played very aggressive there too. Look, I don't want to make like just a generalization on Zverev because we were talking about like hundreds of matches. But certainly there have been times where he's a little bit tentative from the baseline. Certainly, I'm not disagreeing with that. But yeah, I agree with you 100%, Yappa man. That match, 2022, he was just like, he was ripping and not missing, playing freely. So he has that in him to play that level. It's just about accessing it when it matters the most. Easier said than done. ATX Super Dave says it's a stat, Nick, just facts, not sure how it's misleading. You're not sure how it's misleading to show better numbers for Jodar on the forehand department compared to Zverev? It's like, give you one example of how stats can be misleading. Let's say you have somebody that has a super high first serve percentage, right? Let's say somebody's serving 85% first serves, and you might be thinking, wow, this is fantastic. But what if that person is just completely just bad thing, for that specific player, and he could get broken like all the time, despite the fact that it's a high first serve percentage. So that's my point with the misleading stats. But to be fair, I'm not listening, so I don't know why they showed that. So maybe I shouldn't comment on the graphics inside of the TV coverage, because usually they have some kind of explanation when they show the graphics. So I have my own tools here, my own stats that I'll be referring to down the road. He has 30-all on the Zverev serve, 1-all. Let's see if Zverev can come up with a big serve. Big wide serve from Zverev. 40-30. That's something that's so important, guys. Coming up with serves, at these little big points, like they're called, like, I don't know, there's many of them, but like 30-all is the classic one. You got 30-all, it's either game point or break point. You come with a big serve right there. It's incredibly important. Let's see if the umpire calls it out. She calls the first serve down the tee out, and Zverev is looking at the mark. Second serve. So kick serve from Zverev. Jodar misses a backhand return into the net, holds 2-1. And Jodar is slapping his calf. I hope he's okay. He's played a lot of tennis this clay court season, Jodar. A lot of matches. His ranking skyrocketed. I mean, not long ago he was ranked 900. They showed something super interesting. The last year, this time he played a challenger. I don't know if it was Tallahassee or Savannah. He was playing challengers in the US on clay, on the hard true. And he lost to somebody ranked like 200 or 300 in straight sets, you know? And so to have this jump to, I mean, he's literally like playing top 10 tennis right now. Top 10 tennis, no doubt about it. On clay, maybe even like, I don't know, I will have to count the guys up, but maybe it's top 5 clay court player this season. It wouldn't be crazy to say that he's a top 5 clay court player this season. And last year he was losing to guys in the 200, 300 on clay. The improvement has been incredible. And Tony Nadal said that every time he sees Rafa play in person, he feels like that he's gotten better. So incredible improvement. And, you know, people have asked me, Nick, do you think Jodar can win this thing? I think it's a little too early still for him to win the whole thing. Something about it is just a little too early still. And this statement might come back to bite me because this match is far from over. But I just have a feeling it's just a tad too early, you know. Don't think he's quite ready yet, but I think he certainly has the potential to do big things, especially on clay. Yeah, Jodar is 23 in the world in the live rankings. 23 in the world. Can you imagine that? '23 in the world. Love 15. Zverev up 2-1, won the first set 7-6. Big forehand from Zverev there. And goes down the line. And it's out. Love 30. Zverev, you know, increasing the pressure on Jodar a little bit here. He wants to break. He wants to break this match wide open right here. Second serve. Wow, what a backhand from Jodar down the line. The backhand is something else. It's a frozen rope winner down the line from Jodar. 15-30. This would be a massive break. P. LePew, I agree. This could break the match wide open right here, but a big serve from Jodar. He needs to stay with it right here. 30-all. There's Misha Zverev, who served and volleyed in the era of the big three, was a top 100 player. Served and volleyed. First serve, second serve. And here's break point for Zverev. Jodar gets pushed back by a very strong ball from Zverev, 30-40. Big point right there from Jodar. Now that forehand cross court. That's the one that I haven't seen that much once he got broken in the first set. I saw it in the beginning. He was sending Zverev left, right, and just really using that curler forehand with that sharp trajectory. Of course, Zverev is responsible for not letting that happen too, because he's like serving well and playing more aggressive too. But he hits another forehand winner here down the line off a very tricky return from Zverev. Add in. Jodar misses a forehand there. He looked like he rushed that one a little bit and didn't look balanced on it. Hits it into the net. Back to deuce. Another forehand miss. This time cross court, break point, Zverev, add out. And there's the break for Zverev. Humongous forehand from Zverev. Just really ripping it now, letting it go, letting it fly. I mean, what a difference from the first set. The forehand to the backhand side was very long, very close to the line, and Jodar couldn't control his backhand. Zverev up 3-1. And this was the danger for Jodar early in this second set, because I think now Zverev is going to just keep ripping. He's going to play confidently, and I have my doubts whether Jodar can come back in this one. So Jodar needs to lock in right here and try to reverse this immediately. 15 love. Zverev continued to serve well and just playing aggressive forehands. Really ripping it. Zverev with the rare first serve miss. Goes down the tee, misses wide, maybe wide and long. Second serve. Jack Cahill, I got the perfect app for you to track stats and percentages. We're going to tell you in a second. And Zverev dumps a forehand into the net, 15-all. The app that's usually been fantastic for me is, it's called TNNS. TNNS. You go in the App Store, type in TNNS. They have a free version. I use like the highest version possible, paid. And I thought that the stats were fantastic, and I used it in many of my live streams, but then I realized the numbers weren't matching up with the stats, on the TV. So I haven't been referring to it that much, but it's a fantastic app. Highly recommend it. Second serve Zverev. There's another combo. The second time he did this combo in this game. Wide serve. and forehand down the line. And, for Jodar, it's like, even if he hits it to his backhand, Zverev is so good at redirecting his backhand cross court too. He gets such sharp angles with his backhand cross court. So that play for Zverev is like, it's a fantastic play for him. That monstrous serve out wide. What's the name of that app? TNNS, guys. TNNS. Just type in TNNS. And I'm not affiliated with it. I should be, actually. The amount of people that ask me for the name of that Resultina app that I use for my regular videos where I put in the scores and stuff. And I've actually contacted Resultina, try to work with them, because I've given them literally hundreds of free plugs in my comments. And I answer everyone that asks, like, what is the name of that app? I tell it's Resultina. So now I'm giving free plugs to TNNS. So don't think I'm affiliated with any of these apps. I'm not. And if I was, I would tell you. And there's a strong hold from Zverev, 4-1. Yeah, the danger right now is twofold. It's first and foremost, when you lose a set after you're up 5-2, that's tough to stomach. But it goes both ways, because the other guy is now very confident and you are going in the other direction. But as I've said in the beginning, the first set was more important for Jodar than it was for Zverev. Because of, like I said, Zverev played himself into this match big time and is now playing exceptional tennis. He's playing like a guy who's going to win this whole thing. I'm seeing similarities to what we're talking about here in the chat compared to that 2024 Rafa match at Roland Garros, the 22 Rafa match. It's the aggressive tennis, like really hitting his strokes harder, forehand, backhand. More specifically, the forehand, like going after it, ripping it. Aggressive court positioning, more aggressive. So we'll see if he can keep it up. Can Jodar come back? Of course. Like I said, there's a couple of questions that were answered by Jodar in this tournament. Number one, he can play long matches. So he's the guy that can go the distance, I think. What we saw against Dardari, I don't know what that was. Sometimes, it's like I said, people just judge on one match. Sometimes you just have... That's too strong from Zverev, love 15. Let me put it this way. Sometimes a player will have just issues for other reasons, like maybe he didn't sleep good, maybe there's something going on with the body, maybe it's the cumulative effect of having done something, long matches, whatever. It could be many other things that could contribute to a player in one particular match being completely gassed and out of it. And referring to the Dardari match from Jodar and Rome, where he was physically, not good in that third set. So people jump to the conclusion, oh, he can't go long matches. He doesn't have any endurance. No. I mean, come on, are you kidding me? It's not true in every match, just because it happened in one match. But he, like I said, proved people wrong in this tournament. That 5-setter against Mickelson, the 4-setter against Duckworth, the 5-setter against Carreño Busta. So he's got that. To me, he's also proven that he can win matches when he's not playing well, because in the clay court season, he played well. The tournament in Morocco, he played well. Barcelona, he played well. Madrid, he played exceptionally well. And here, don't think he played that well. And he still made the quarterfinals. So these are incredible signs for the future. But like I said, I just don't think he's quite ready yet to go all the way. There's something going on still with the forehand, where it goes away on him every now and then. It's costing him. It cost him this first set. He needs to work on that. I think the serve can still be a little bit better. even though it's quite good already. Backhand is fantastic, so he's going to continue to get better. And look out for him 2027 clay court season to do big things. And can you imagine if we got, let me just give you one scenario for 2027. After this rally is over, it's 1530. Zverev really, let's see the drop shot now. Better than the beginning, the backhand drop shot. And he shovels the forehand long. 30 all. Let me give you a scenario for 2027 on clay because we're nearing the end of, oh, that was wide. Are you kidding me? No way. That ball was wide from Jodar? Didn't look like it. Is it 1540 now? That looked on the line. I don't know. That ball looked on the line from Jodar, but anyway, I guess it's okay. Listen, I don't know exactly what happened, but Zverev played the ball, and Hawkeye shows it on the line. Zverev played the ball, and then the umpire came down afterwards, so I don't know how that's legal, but whatever. It's 1540 instead of 30 all. So let's let this game play out, and I'll give you a scenario for 2027 that could be very interesting. Zverev misses the return, 30-40. Stupid line judges, listen. These are the best umpires in the world. And certainly some of them are, you know, not always making the best calls, but I thought that, you know, they have improved tremendously. They're actually quite good, and they're, when it comes to these like rules and stuff like that, they know their stuff. It's usually they end up being vindicated and right when it comes to medical timeouts and all this stuff. It's very ripping. There's another drop shot. This time it's hit it better. Yeah, see? Look at his backhand drop shot here compared to the first set where it was going to the service line. Exceptional drop shot from Zverev and gets a double break, 5-1 in the second set. But hear me out. Scenario for 2027. Jodar continues to get better. He gets his ranking up. He's then probably going to be maybe top 10 or top 15 by clay court season next year. Fonseca continues to get better. Let's say his ranking is top 10, top 15 by 27. So we have Fonseca, Jodar. You know, of course, let's not ignore like Menchik. He could be, his ranking should be like top 10, top 15. So those three guys, the youngsters. Then we have Feast, who gets healthy on clay. Then we have Alcaraz back, okay, on clay. Because to me, I'm still not ready to call Sinner the greatest clay court player in the world. I'm not ready to do that yet. Because I was looking forward to Sinner Alcaraz finals this clay court season. We only got one. And Sinner won that one on a windy day. So I'm not ready to call Sinner the greatest clay court player in the world quite yet. Okay, even though he went on a rampage this year and won every Masters on clay. So think about that. We have that. Then if Rune comes back healthy and playing his best tennis, if Musetti is healthy and playing his best tennis, imagine next year's clay court season could be incredible. So to me, it's like my favorite time of the year, the clay courts. And you know, initially it was a little bit kind of disappointed that we're not going to have Alcaraz, but have these guys like done a great job this Roland Garros to like make up for the lack of star power. This tournament has been so entertaining to watch, incredible so far, and I think it's gonna continue to be entertaining. So I think tennis is in great hands, and especially on clay, I think it can be very interesting. Zverev up 7-6, 5-1, 30-15, about to serve this second set out. Let's take a look at the stats in the second set and compare it to the first set. Zverev's first set percentage dropped a little bit, but not significantly. Overall, he's He's at 77%. Jodar is at 71%. Pretty clean match so far by Jodar too, based on the stats. You know, it's just more like it was more like a couple of. That was a poor drop shot from Zverev, and we cannot blame that one on nerves, okay? Because he's up 7-6, 5-1, 40-15. That wasn't nerves. That was just poor hands right there. But not a good direction going inside in like that. But anyway, it was just a couple of dips from Jodar that contributed to this result, and incredible rise in level from Zverev. I missed it, I think, no? Did he touch it? Did he touch it? And that's why he lost the point, or was it long? So anyway, it's a beautiful drop shot from Jodar and then lobs him. And the ball is... It doesn't look like he touched it, Zverev. He swung at it, but they don't show the ball land. So I guess he did touch it. Big serve from Zverev there. Down the tee, another set point. Oh, Anna says it was long. Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense because it didn't look like he touched it. And you know, deuce, he goes 40-15 to deuce and then just pulls out two monster serves. One down the tee, one out wide, and there's a set for Zverev, 6-1. Look, he's playing, like I said in the beginning, he's playing like he's the man to beat here. Like he's the big man left standing, you know? Not initially he wasn't, but I just got a feeling he's gonna win this thing, Zverev. Just got a feeling like it's just you know, he's making those statements in the press. They sound horrible, some of those statements from Zverev, okay? But I understand why he's making them. And let me try to explain it this way. So let me first tell you what statement I'm referring to. He said, don't exactly know when it was. I think it was before the Madrid final. Or maybe was it after? I don't know. But he said there's a difference between Sinner and everyone else. And then there's a difference between Alcaraz and him and everyone else. And he put himself in the same level as Alcaraz. And people were like, oh my God, this is, you know, this guy's, you know, they were criticizing Zverev. Okay, let's put it that way. But I understand why he said that. Because in his mind, he just lost to Alcaraz at the Australian Open semifinal, and he was like very close to beating him. Very close to beating him. And he has beaten him before, many times. He doesn't believe that he's at the same level as Sinner because he's lost to him many times consecutively and in straight sets. Other than the Vienna final, there's been no chance for Zverev. So he, in his head, doesn't believe that he's at the level of Sinner right now. But does Zverev believe in his head that he's at the level of Alcaraz? Yeah, 100%. And he should. He should believe that because there is evidence to prove to himself that that's true because he's beat them before. He almost beat him Australian Open. But when you say this publicly, people right away equate accomplishments of Alcaraz, accomplishments of Zverev. It's like not even close, okay? Alcaraz is way more accomplished player and a better player than Zverev. Yes. But in his head, what he said to me makes sense. He just made the mistake of saying this publicly. Now, when it comes to his tournaments, I have a feeling in his head he's thinking, dude, I'm the best player here. I'm not losing to any of these guys. I think that's what he's thinking. And I think that's what's going to end up happening. He's going to win this tournament. Zverev continuing to rip Playing very aggressive. Jodar has to be careful here, not to go down the early break. Love 15. That's incredible tennis from Zverev. Again, hitting the ball very long with his backhand, very aggressive. Goes down the line, backhand, then forehand, winner into the backhand quarter of Jodar. Love 30. Oh, that's a great question. Do you think this version of Zverev would have beaten Novak? Oh, that's a good question. You mean like in the semifinal? Wow. Oh, that's tough. Novak with the full, like Novak with a full gas tank, or with something left in his tank, or Novak after 5 hours against Fonseca and whatever else would have happened. So it's like a little bit depends on that, but oh, I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'm leaning a little bit towards Novak in that one. I'll be really honest with you. But certainly Novak, I mean Zverev can beat Novak too, of course. And I think more likely to beat Novak in the semi-final than in the final. I think beating Novak in the final is a whole nother thing. Everybody talking about how Zverev and Alcaraz are not on the same level. You guys are hopefully understanding what I'm saying. I hope you understand the nuance there. Of course, they're not at the same level. Alcaraz is way more accomplished and better player than Zverev, but you have to understand the psyche of a tennis player and the belief. Yes, it can be delusional. I think, you know, that you're the best player in the world, but you go as a player, you go based off on confidence. And of course, you want to have the belief that you're going to win prior to going on the court. That's not a given, by the way. But I'm just telling you, Zverev sees himself on the same level as Alcaraz. He feels like his chances against Alcaraz are good, and there's plenty of evidence to suggest that this is true. Do I need to pull out the head-to-head to prove this to you guys? I mean, there's not just the Australian Open match. How about the final that played here in 2024? He was up 2-1 in that one, Zverev. Could have won. And he's beat them a lot. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Zverev versus Alcaraz head-to-head. Okay, 7-6 for Alcaraz head-to-head. And let me just show you the matches. So in 24, okay, we don't need to go like, let's just go 24 and on. Zverev beat him Australian Open in 24 in the quarters. Then Alcaraz beat him in Indian Wells in the quarters. Then Alcaraz beat him in 24 in the final of Roland Garros. Then Zverev beat him in the ATP finals in a round robin match. And then Alcaraz got him in Cincinnati 2025 and got him in Australian Open 2026. So it's 7-6 right now. So it's not like the Sinner thing, because yes, Zverev has beaten Sinner a lot too, but he has not done anything against Sinner in so long, and the confidence is just not there against Sinner, and you can see that. But against Alcaraz, it's different. He goes into that match against Alcaraz Zverev with the different feeling compared to going into the match with Sinner. And that's how you have to view this. You have to view this from the Zverev mind, if you can, and not from just looking at them as separate players. Because if you look at it that way, it looks like Alcaraz is like should be blowing Zverev off the court because he's so much more accomplished and all that. That's an interesting shot from Zverev, a defensive drop shot backhand. And Jodar pumps himself up. I'm so happy to see that, down a break in the third. Plays a good point, pumps himself up. Love that. He still got the fight. Just like many other great Spanish champions, he's going to fight from the first ball to the last. Big serve from Zverev, 30-15. Gabriel says, in a hypothetical final versus Felix, my favorite. It's Felix just because he won the last two. You talk about Zverev FAA final? That would be tough. I think FAA. That like FAA and Zverev? Right, wait. Yeah. Put Menchik in there because we won an ATP 1000, but FAA is certainly the most accomplished player. The most accomplished player on that top half. So you can see FAA going all the way through. But I think Kaboli on clay is so dangerous. He's got like the type of game that's so good on clay. That's going to be a tough match. One to watch for sure. Probably going to live stream that one. It's going to be tomorrow, right? Probably do Kaboli FAA. Don't think I can do both tomorrow because I got something else going on, but I'll do the Kaboli one. Kaboli Menchik final. Yappa man. Why not? Menchik. We can't sleep on Menchik. I mean, the guy is incredible. Unbelievable baseliner. The serve is like, it's out of this world. Nick, what do you think of the three Italian players? Listen, I called it the Italian revenge a couple of days ago in my thumbnail. And even yesterday I referred to the Italian revenge. The revenge for Sinner. I think I am so in awe of Arnaldi. I'll be honest with you, that touched me, that match. I got emotional after watching that. I just can't believe how much those guys left on the court and how much they were fighting to win a tennis match. They were fighting as if their life depended on that match. It's truly incredible to watch. So yeah, Arnaldi impressed me, especially because he hadn't won a match all year. That chronic foot injury. So it's a nice story. And believe me, as he was running yesterday against Tiafoe, like running like crazy, I was thinking about his foot injury, and I was just happy to see him be able to run like that. And of course, Berrettini, he's a legend. He's a legend. So happy to see him. He's also had a lot of injuries. Happy to see him, I wouldn't say get lucky, but come through that Comisana match. Was it 15-13 in the fifth set tiebreak? That could have gone either way. Happy to see Berrettini come through. And I've already talked about Kaboli. I think he's like, in my eyes, a little bit above those guys in level and capable of doing big things. I think he must be, I'm not going to say the fastest, but one of the fastest guys on the ATP Tour. That guy has super speed when he sprints. Never forget that Davis Cup match against Bergs. When he ran down that one drop shot on match point for Bergs. There was that crazy tiebreak they played in the third set. Kaboli has super speed. Like, the guy is incredibly gifted as an athlete. And so yeah, a lot of great Italian players. It's the Italian revenge. Zverev up 2-love and looking to go up 3-love, a double break, 15-30. Jodar needs to stay in here right now and not let Zverev steamroll him in this match, because Zverev is playing exceptional tennis right now. I'm getting flashbacks of his performances against Nadal. That's how aggressive he's playing right now, just ripping and not missing. It's a beautiful inside in forehand from Jodar, 30-all. And Nathan is at work and tuned back in. Jodar was up 5-2 when he left the match. Yeah, But that's tennis, though, right? Isn't that crazy how tennis can go? If you tuned out at 5-2, I mean, it completely flipped. The whole match completely flipped. And it was a couple of forehands that Jodar missed in that game at 5-3 serving for it that gave Zverev the belief and freed him up to be able to play like the way he's playing now. That's what happened. I wouldn't even categorize this as a poor match from Jodar. I really wouldn't. Like I said, it's just a few balls here and there. It's just Zverev playing well. What do you think of the women's quarterfinals being all Eastern European? Is that true? Is it all Eastern European? I guess it is, right? Yeah. What do I think about it? I discussed this before. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have reasonings for it. But yes, Eastern European females are the best players in the world. Some of the best players. And it's even the ones that don't live or they don't have citizenship in Eastern Europe. So Eastern Europeans that play for the USA, like Anisimova, stuff like that. It's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And I've talked about this a lot. It's hard to pinpoint a specific reason. I've talked to many, many people about this, even like people high up in the tennis world for reasonings. And we've had discussions on this, and it's hard to pinpoint the exact reasons because often, they don't really train in their country. I do in the example of like Czechia, they do often train there. They have really good tennis infrastructure, but often they'll move here to the US. So it's, for me, hard to put it all together, But it's true. Zverev really digging deep to get the double break right here. Of course, I'm counting Poland and Eastern Europe as well, with some great players, yeah. And Zverev misses the backhand, but he's really like ramped up the speed on the backhand. Yeah, Raimundo, why does Czech Republic produce so many excellent players? Especially particularly women? I don't know. I mean, I've talked about this before. I mean, obviously, like it's you need a tennis culture and a tennis history because then you're gonna have infrastructure and you're gonna have coaching. So without that, forget it. You need that. So that's first and foremost. But after that, when you compare it to other countries who have exactly that, then it becomes more difficult to figure out why. I don't know. You can't really go towards genetics. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it doesn't really give you the true answer because you have good athletes, tall players in the USA too. USA has a tremendous amount of great female players. So that's not the answer either that you're looking for. It's something else. I don't really know. I'll be honest with you. That's something I'll probably never figure out. But yeah, I mean, it's for sure true. Let's just get to this real quick, guys. Excuse me 1 second. Will Big Z choke? Zverev the choker. Dedicated a video to that, debunking that Zverev choker myth. No, like I said, I think Zverev, I got a feeling he's winning this whole thing. Okay, one thing about the chat and true tennis vibe, and we're not gonna talk politics in here, please. Come on, can we get a break from that crap? Just put a humongous timeout on anyone who gets into like these discussions in the chat about like politics or any of that garbage. Zverev serving 2-1. Up a break in the third, up 2 sets to love, 7-6, 6-1. Where is True Tennis Vibe? Are you still here? That's the moderator, everyone. $15 love. Rafa had a very important hold in that game. And now it's time to like just really sink the teeth into this service game. Big Z will choke sometime in the next few matches. Well, there's only going to be 2 left. Hi, Night Rush. Good to see you in here. Big serve from Zverev. Big forehand inside in. 30 love. It's just tough, you know. It's tough to get into the service game of Zverev when he's hitting these monster serve into the corners, you know. What can you do? Anna, yes, in this chat, please, no comments on politics, no comments on players' appearances, and no insane trolling with the needle emojis and all that. And we just don't want that in here. So I don't know where True Tennis Vibe is, but she's the moderator in here. We can add another moderator. Anybody wants to be a moderator? I can approve you. Anna, or if you want to be one, let me know. That's a big backhand from Zverev right there. The backhand down the line has been on fire today, 40-15. Pila Pew says, wasn't that first percentage relatively new for Zverev? I'd like to know his secret. Yeah, I think you're onto something there. It wasn't always in like the 70s and 80s. I think it started getting like super, super high when he made some small adjustments to his serve in 2024, I think. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was 2024 when his serve improved. I mean, he's always had a great serve, but the speed and it's like both the speed and the consistency went up together, which is absolutely makes no sense, but it's true. Like, yeah, he has improved his serve. Thierry thinks this is boring. Well, listen, we can't have every match be 6-hour battles, you know? Sometimes you're going to get straight sets. Jodar with the drop shot, but I think it was very close to going over. Clipped the top of the net, 15-all. Oh, the ball was dancing on the top of the net there. Hey, Jefferson. Off topic. That's way off topic. It says travel tips. Any tips on Dubrovnik and Split going on vacation there in August? Is it true Serbia and Croatian are pretty much the same? Yes, Serbia and Croatian are the same language. And any tips? I mean, you know, you want to hit up both of those cities. They're fantastic. Want to hit up some of the islands. I don't know how long you're there, but, you know, go to Hvar, Brač. There's some really nice islands off Dubrovnik too. Mljet, So there's a lot of islands you got to hit up while you're there. That's my recommendation. But listen, Croatia has so many things. There's so many things to see. You probably can't do it all at once. Probably have to go several times because there's a lot to see. Humongous forehand from Zverev again. I mean, he's really ripping that forehand so incredibly hard today in this match. 30 all. Just hitting freely, like just letting it rip. And not missing that much. Look at that forehand. Rip down the line. From what you're seeing today from Zverev, who do you think has a better chance of beating him in the semi-finals, Fonseca or Menchik? I actually think it's Menchik. I'll be honest, because I remember that match Fonseca-Zverev in Monte Carlo, and Zverev did not play well in that one and still won. So, of course, this is a different Fonseca. I think he's grown and matured and gotten a lot better. He's transformed himself from this tournament. I think it's hard to say compared to the Fonseca from Monte Carlo, but I don't know. I think it can be some degree similar to this match. It's just too much experience from Zverev versus Fonseca. And I think Menchik, he's already a little bit past that stage. Like he's a similar age. I think he might be a year older than Fonseca. And he's already won that ATP 1000 in Miami. So I would give Menchik a little bit more chance, but I also am worried for how much he has left in his gas tank, because he had that incredibly difficult match against Navone. So yeah, a little bit more challenging against Menchik for Zverev in the semis, in my opinion. It's just me is Nick's stream way behind, like a game behind. Well, let's check. I hope not. I hope I'm not a game behind. I don't think so. Right now, the score is behind. Hold on, the score is like way behind. Hold on one second. Let me check some real quick. Yeah, no. My score has gotten frozen. We'll fix it in a second. You know what it is? It's behind just from that, for two reasons. This is the YouTube stream itself, but I can't do anything. I'm all the way live. I can't be more live than I am. So it is what it is. Both Jodar's and Zverev's racket sent off to be restrung. Zverev serving 7-6, 6-1, 3-2. Big serve again. Out wide, 15 love. Yopperman says Menchik and Zverev will get 2 days off, so enough time to get some energy back. That's a great point. That's a great point, yeah. True. And also depends if Menchik wins, how long? How long is the win? Does he win it in 3-4 or does it go again 5 hours? Who knows? Pila Pew, yeah, everybody talks about the delay. Yeah, I'll try my best to just keep it all the way up, because sometimes it does lag behind a little bit on the actual stream. But the craziest thing that I'm seeing this, and makes no sense, is that my stream is ahead of my TV cable coverage. How much sense does that make? It's ahead by like 2 seconds. Okay, it's very good. A forehand miss there. He stares at the court. Could have been a bad bounce, but a very deep ball from Jodar, 30-15. Yeah, scoreboard is frozen. Just you guys give me a second. We'll fix it in a second. What do you think of nasal strips? I don't know anything about it. Don't even know what they're supposed to do. I know it's supposed to be help you breathe, but I never tried them. I don't know anything about it. Tease coated. Don't know. It's a big serve again from Zverev. 40-15. Caesar, now or never would be at 5-4 return game. That would be the last chance to break. But yeah, you're right. He needs to get into these games somehow. But how can you do that when Zverev is serving like this? Ace, out wide, holds 4-2. Guys, one sec. Let me try to fix the scoreboard. Be right back. We got a scoreboard problem, guys. We got to fix it real quick, okay? We got to fix it real quick, guys. Seven six 6-1-4-2 Zverev, 15-0 on the Jodar serve. $15:30, danger time from Jodar. Hold on, 19, 20, 10, 80. No, that's not it. Hold on. It still doesn't work. Phenomenal. Because I think the remote is frozen. I'm missing the match because of the scoreboard now. Yeah, the whole thing froze. Okay, it's not fixed. I don't know what's going on with it. Let me try one more thing. Hold on. I'll try one more thing on the changeover. Forget the scoreboard, Nick. I know. It's like the most irritating thing about the live stream is the scoreboard. And I might just put like some from the web, but we'll see. That's a big forehand right there from Jodar. But I do want to fix it real quick. It's not going to take long. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, we're back. The score does not work. But we got 4-3 Zverev. Technical problems, technical difficulties, guys. Galore. I think you just showed a portion of the scoreboard on your stream. You can just do, you can plug it in from like a website or something, but it's not optimal, like, aesthetically. If you use a program like I'm using, it looks a lot better, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. I think we're back though. It's working again, I think. It's working again, guys. All right, Zverev, 4-3 in the third, upper break, 2-love, 30-15. Big serve from Zverev. And that's a deep return from Jodar right there. Maybe a rough bounce, but it's 30-all. Here we go. And here we go. This is a chance for Jodar right here, either break point or game point. There's the break point for Jodar. He pumps the fist. Zverev overhits a backhand. 30-40. One thing about Jodar is, this guy fights. He proved that in this tournament. That's right there is just incredible. Being able to pull off that serve, down break point, down the tee, monster serve, 132 miles an hour. That's tough to return. Back to deuce. That's an incredible angle there. Was it in? Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, umpire confirms it. What a sharp angle slice serve from Zverev. There absolutely no chance for Jodar to get to that one. That is a serve that is impossible to return at that speed. Literally impossible. It's like an Ivo Karlovic serve. Because of the angle and the trajectory. And this is the big time tennis right here. I mean, he misses the backhand at 30 all, down the line, overcooks it, and then 30-40, big serve down the tee, 130 whatever, then ace, and then another monster serve. I mean, it's just big time tennis right there from Zverev. 5-3. You take a look at the rankings here. I think the top 10 could get mixed up pretty soon with the youngsters. I think we can see some new faces in the top 10 very soon. Zverev continuing to play very aggressive, very free tennis, ripping. Love 15. That's a nice angle right there from Jodar. Puts Zverev way off the court with that short angle cross-court forehand. Zverev tries to go around the net post but can't make the forehand 15 all. Didn't have the right angle there. First serve miss from Jodar, second serve. Zverev is gonna try to rip this return right here. He's gonna rip on this one, guys. Goes central. Jodar misses a forehand cross court. 15-30. Backhand drop shot from Jodar. Excellent dropper there, cross court. Off a very strong serve. 30 all. He needs to make Zverev serve out this match because maybe again he'll miss something. Maybe he'll, sometimes you're tight in the beginning, then you open up, start playing freely, then you're close to the victory. Maybe the nerves will make a reappearance with Zverev. Who knows? But the backhand down the line is so long and it's so like with a lot of speed and also very deep from Zverev, the backhand down the line. It's really something else. So ripping both forehand and backhand. And it's too much for Jodar. He has 30-40 match points Zverev. I gotta say, ever since 5-2 in the first, Zverev Exceptional performance. Exceptional tennis. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Wow. Jodar takes him off the court with a cross-court forehand, and Zverev down the line, winner on the run. What a forehand from Zverev. Exceptional performance. Exceptional performance from Zverev. Yeah, like I said, from 2-5 down in the first set, it was Rip City. Rip City from Zverev. Look at that forehand. That's an incredible shot right there. And Rafa can be proud of himself for this clay court season. What he's done is one of the most amazing improvements that I've seen from a youngster. He skyrocketed up the rankings. You got to remember, like, people other than like people who are fans of Division I college tennis didn't know the name Rafa Jodar prior to the ATP 250 Morocco. Like, people that are familiar with like the college scene, they knew Jodar, and they've been posting clips of him and stuff like that. So, but once he won that 250 there, people started talking. And then once he made the semis of Barcelona, the hype started, you know. And then, of course, in Madrid, he played so well. Now he's a superstar. So let's just put that in perspective. Like, what he was able to do in a short span of time on clay is nothing short of spectacular. And it's only going to get better because there are still parts of his game that can improve, that can get better. And he's going to be very difficult to deal with in the coming years. But again, credit to Zverev, who is the big man left. He's the most accomplished player in this draw. And I'm telling you, he played like it. And I'll discuss some of this later on in my wrap-up video. I'll discuss, like, I go a little bit into the mindset and stuff like that, even though that stuff doesn't really, it's not, people don't really care when I start talking about the mental game. But I think it's important in the case of Zverev because he sees himself as the best player here, and he's surely playing like it, playing confidently. Didn't play confidently in the beginning of this match, certainly. Even against De Jong, he was tight. But this is best of 5. He's got plenty of time to shake off the nerves and find this level. And he's the man to beat. Will it be Fonseca or Menchik? Let's find out in my second live stream today, guys. I apologize for the scoreboard. But see, the scoreboard is just so clean right here, working perfectly well. We had a black screen in the beginning. And also, I noticed that when the video finally uploads to YouTube, it was laggy a little bit. It was like there was frames missing. So there was something wrong with the setup here. We got a lot of technical problems galore, guys, and we're trying to solve them as they come at us. But certainly I will try to make it as good as it can be. And I will see you guys at 2:15. Wow, it's already 11:18. I got a couple of things that I got to do before then. So I'm going to be on time, as always, like a Swiss watch. So don't you worry about that, okay, guys? I will see you then. Thank you for joining my live, and see you soon, okay?